Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, welcome back. It's the Weekly Pint. It's the show that's not a show, although probably I should consider it a show this week since I don't have any other shows for you. Welcome back, guys. This is a happy hour, an excuse to drink together, to commiserate our chaotic lives. The point is, though, to tell us what you're drinking. That's the whole point of a happy hour. We all drink together. So you guys look like you are handling it pretty good, letting everybody know what you're drinking. Julia's drinking Street Side's Holiday Return of the Mac. Marco is getting his Truth and then to-go food. Zach is drinking a Drecker Ectogasm. All right. I am about to crack into some Urban Artifact. I have their small batch series, the Pineapple, Cherry, and Grapefruit Midwest Fruit Tart, if you guys can see that. That's what we're diving into because it's been a chaotic couple weeks, and I think I deserve it. Derek is drinking Dragon's Milk Reserve Salted Caramel. Jason is drinking Nepenthe Dark Path. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds interesting. Adam drinking Lots in My IPA. Let's pour this and see how it is. I will explain where I've been the last couple weeks. Some of it's good. Some of it's not too fun. So here we go. This is part of their new small batch series. If you are part of their mailing club, I guess, the direct shipping to your house thing, you get first dibs at these. And they are small batch releases, so sometimes they may sell out, sometimes they may not. Who knows? Pineapple, Cherry, and Grapefruit. 6% ABV, I think. Nope, 8% ABV. 1 pint. And it doesn't really tell us much else. If you know one Urban Artifact beer, you kind of get the point of all of their standard ones. It's a sour fruited ale. Oh, and it's delicious. Almost like a Goza kind of character to that. That's good. Blake is drinking Listerman Satisfied. Zach says, I have a buddy holding a cherry seltzer and a pineapple coconut. I have not tried the cherry seltzer. I have a 4-pack sitting upstairs. I was not supposed to get that one. There was one other one, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it was that I was supposed to get, but I was not supposed to get the cherry, and cherry showed up. The cherry seltzer, 15% ABV. It was made with no water. That is true. It toes the line of what you can legally call beer or a seltzer or anything other than wine. It's really interesting. I'm curious to try it, especially now that it's sitting in my house, but seltzer doesn't do it for me. And at what was it, $18 for a 4-pack or something, everybody has to draw a line. I wish I could do single cans or like two packs maybe instead of 4-packs. I would like that. Zach said my buddy compared it to a wine. It is pretty crazy stuff. I'm always interested in what the guys over at Urban are doing. So the chat, you guys are all on Facebook, so you can see what each other are saying. It's everything that I'm seeing people chatting. I can see you guys are all on Facebook. There are other options to take part in the chat. You can type that way. You can call in right here, 567-70-DRINK. That dials you right in here to the studio. You can do it that way, or you can, of course, just keep doing the easy way and chat right where you're at, and it'll pop up right here on the screen for those of you who might be tuning in on, Twitch or YouTube or Twitter or wherever you like to watch your streams. So we can all take part that way. We can all join in the happy hour. I do have some label approvals we can go through. I do have a couple fun events that have been happening. There was sort of a grand opening last week. The Lost Bridge Beverage Company. We can talk about that. We had the Ohio Craft Brewers Conference that happened, or we have the chaos that happened in my life. So we could talk about any of that, which I guess we should probably start with that because I do owe all of you guys some kind of an apology. I assume all of you guys are Cincy Brewcast listeners in addition to the Weekly Pint. Cincy Brewcast is the podcast that I'm supposed to be doing every single week. And it's typical around the holidays that there'll be some episodes that don't happen just because of all of the things that are going on, be it family events or family events. So that's not abnormal. But normally, by the time January 24th has rolled around, I am back in the normalcy, and that has not happened. There has been no normalcy in my life. So, as you guys, I'm sure, are all aware, I quit my day job. I am sort of full-time gnome, full-time content creator, I'll say. So, the blog, the podcast, the YouTube channel, but then also photography. That's everything now. So I've been spending a lot of time trying to get that built and get that, I guess, turned on the way it needs to be. And that has definitely stepped on some of the other stuff that I need to be doing. I didn't anticipate how much time some of that was going to take up, in addition to family stuff bleeding over into that, including my youngest. So rewind a couple weeks, right after the last Weekly Pint, I think was 2 weeks ago. Right after that, the Weekly Pint, my youngest, the 2-year-old, the almost 2-year-old, started getting sick, which is not abnormal when you have kids. That happens. However, he got the COVID, which was chaotic for a lot of different reasons, because now all of a sudden both the kids are now stuck in the house. My oldest can't go to school or any of that kind of stuff. And my wife and I can't go anywhere either. So my first week of the new job, I'm now stuck in the house. And we are then testing every single day with home tests and PCR tests and all that, trying to catch it if we get it. And we didn't, luckily. But it was fun. It still is not back to normal with him. He still isn't sleeping good, and we're up at 4 a.m. every day because he's just ready to get up and tackle the world. It's been a lot. So you take that week one of the new job, and we're already swimming in a nice amount of chaos there. And follow that up last week. Today's Monday. My time frame is all screwed up now too because I don't have work days the way I used to. Every day is just a work day. Last week was Ohio Craft Brewers Conference, which is a huge conference that happens in Ohio. All of the craft breweries come into town and share their knowledge about the industry and network and hang out and all of that. So that took up last Monday night was when kind of things started, through all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. It was just a ton of stuff. Thursday was the grand opening of Lost Bridge, and then Friday, Dogberry had an anniversary. Weekends are weekends. So needless to say, it's just been nonstop things. Not that that's an excuse, and if I was prepared ahead of time with the holidays, it wouldn't have mattered. I could have, figured all of that out. But it just didn't work. And in addition to some of the shows that I thought were going to get booked earlier, didn't. They're still I'm still have. Let me actually look. I might be recording a show tomorrow. Nope, recording a show Thursday. But it looks like, as of right now, according to this email, that there will be a show happening on Thursday, so that will be posted next week. I'm going to try to get something very brief recorded tonight up onto the feed to kind of hold you guys over. Maybe. I don't know. I really don't know what I'll talk about. I don't have anything planned. It's probably better if I just don't, because I don't want it to be forced. I don't know, guys. So that's been the chaos that I've been living in. It has been a lot, and trying to. I don't want this to be me just complaining about everything, because I can't complain. This is exactly what I would want things to be, but trying to figure out that schedule, that balance, trying to spend a couple days during the day home with my kids versus just working all the time. There's just a lot of things going on. Zach says, talk about the grand opening of the Mason Warp Wing. Yes, we can talk about that too. Let's talk about grand openings. Or do you want to do label approvals first? You guys tell me if you want to do grand opening extravaganza or label approvals, because we can go either way. They're both things that I can talk about. Julia says, don't force an episode. In my opinion, if you can take this evening to just relax and breathe a bit, you will be fine. Until next week, we'll just pretend, complain about it a bit. I started most of the day today. I was working on a video. And Zach also says, let's talk about your article on that Cincy Magazine. We can talk about that too. There's not much to talk about. It's pretty short. I was working on a video almost all day today. Really thought I was going to get it knocked out today. I have two small things to record that require me to be out into the universe, and then I'm going to record a bit here in studio, kind of the talking part of it. More of the story, I didn't get it done today. It's so close, and in my head I was like, oh, I'm going to finish that tonight. I'm going to get it done tonight after Weekly Pint. And I can already tell you, by the time the show gets done, I'm going to be talked out and thinking out, thunked out. And my brain just will stop working. We'll talk about Cincy Magazine, and then we'll do labels. So Cincy Magazine reached out to me last year, sometime late last year, about doing one of those little sidebar kind of things. It's not really an article. It's not a full article about me. I'm a sidebar. I'm extremely grateful that they featured me and kind of talked about what I've got going on and what the Gnome is all about. But I don't want to toot my horn too much, because it was just kind of a sidebar. There's been a lot of those over the years. But I'm very grateful for all the people who shouted it out on social media. Zach says, then, of course, the Bengals, one more step away from the Super Bowl. Knock on wood. I like to think that is because my article, or my little sidebar, was posted in Cincy Magazine. That's probably why the Bengals are doing so great. So I'll take credit for their winning. But I'm excited to see what they can do this weekend. Yeah, we could talk about the Bengals the entire episode, but we won't, because we do have label approvals. I need fun little label approval theme music. What am I looking for here? Sorry, I should have pulled them up while I was running my mouth. There's a decent amount this time too, because we haven't had a show in a couple weeks. We haven't had a happy hour in a couple weeks. It starts with a couple. It starts with a couple TAFs. We'll dive into those first. These are fun ones. Zach says clown music. Okay, so we have Deep Eddy Vodka. These are these are not Taft's. Sorry, these are the Myers wine cellars over in Silverton, which just got sold, by the way. We haven't talked about that. I can't remember the name of the company. Some big wine company out of California or something bought them out for a ton of money. They have been, I think, contracting some stuff for this other company for a while. So now that company just is buying them. So it's not a contract anymore. It's just them making it. Big company buys another big company. This is Myers Wine Cellars is way bigger than I think a lot of people realize. I don't really care that much about drinks like this. I meant to pull that off the screen for you. I don't care a lot about drinks like this, other than the fact that I think this is probably delicious, and I would probably drink a lot of it if somebody put it in front of me. I love any kind of citrus soda stuff. Marco says, really, they sold? Yeah, I can't remember the name of the winery, but some big, giant winery bought them for like $29 million or something like that. I don't imagine anything will change from it. You won't see any change around here. Like most people don't even know that they exist over there. So you obviously probably won't see much of a change. So anyway, Deep Eddy, the vodka, I think they're a vodka company, right? And they're making vodka soda. And then they're also making vodka lime and soda, which is also probably pretty delicious. Not that exciting though. So especially at 4.5%, it's probably pretty tasty actually. Okay, moving on. Mad Tree, a Huevo. We have a Huevo from this year, and this is obviously a little different design to the can, brighter and more summery, because it's not the same drink. I just completely missed that. It is a Mexican style lager. Isn't that what they called the Mexican hot chocolate stout or whatever when they in that Huevo? Hey, I'm looking it up. Now I feel like I'm crazy. Somebody confirmed that I am not crazy. Yeah, a Huevo is the stout inspired by Mexican hot chocolate. Now it is a Mexican style lager. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, this is delicious, and I'm sure that Julia says is Huevo maybe a line of Mexican style beers. I don't think so. That seems like it would just be confusing. I don't know, because the little saying on the can and stuff is all the same. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that they'll just do a Huevo in the summer, Mexican lager, and a Huevo in the winter, the Mexican hot chocolate. But either way, Mexican style lager with lime. They had this in the tap room a bunch. I don't know what it was called in the tap room, but I drank a ton of it and it was delicious. Right now they have Safety Falcon on in the tap room, which is more like a Modelo, like a dark Mexican lager with and they serve it with a slice of lime, and that is delicious. I'm a huge fan of that. This is Taft's, although I don't think we're supposed to say that. This is Flux, a Belgian style wit beer, or a spiced wheat beer, for the Moorline brand. I don't hear anybody getting excited about the Moorline beers, but they're all pretty good. Like there's a bunch of pretty good ones. I wish there was a tap room. I wish that they were still making their own beer, but the beers are pretty good. So I anticipate that this will also be pretty good. Here is another Taft's product. This is Kit, non-alcoholic brewing out of Portland, Maine. I did look these guys up a little bit. They've only been around for a year or two. They have Get Ready is the one that's on their website right now, and I don't remember what style that was. This is Get Set, and I bet they will have one called get go. Or just go. Non-alcoholic beer. We can't deny that it is a thing and that it is a real thing. I can say that that there's not a lot of there's not a lot of delicious versions. Zach Hawley says the Oktoberfest wasn't too bad. They still have the restaurant across from the Red Stadium, right? Yes, they do. That is a different kind of Moorline entity. It's Moorline Lager House still exists, and they still brew beer, but it is different than the Cincinnati Beverage Company, which brews the Moorline brands that you see on shelves. I don't know who is brewing for the Lager House right now because their brewer left the Lager House and went up to 16 lots. Eric is up there now brewing for them, so who knows? Hopefully, I will have him on the show fairly soon. I was gonna try to get him on the show not that long ago. I sent him a message when he was with Moorline, hoping to kind of talk about his story, how he got into all of this, and at the time to talk a little bit about Moorline and his feelings about Moorline. And well, he declined the invitation because he was at 16 lots. Zach says, "Get Dell to get him on it." I think that I won't have any trouble getting him or Dell on the show now that he's settled in there a little bit. So yeah, Get Set non-alcoholic IPA. I like that this is also worded as Kitna Brewing. Reminds me of the Bengals again. Shout out to Kitna. We've talked about these a little bit over the last, year or so. These Tikraza stuff. This is made by that Shumrick and Lees, which is a distillery over in Norwood. Sort of family of 50 West. I don't know how to word that. This is hard bourbon lemonade. Again, sounds tasty to me. But especially you put it in ice in the summertime. I could drink a lot of that. I'm curious to try it. This falls into kind of their. I don't really know what it is. If it's a seltzer. The Tikraza makes me think it's agave based, but then this very clearly says it's made with bourbon. So I don't know if it's agave and bourbon mixed together with lemonade. I don't know. And I don't have a full label and stuff to really kind of tell me what the heck it is, but I'll try it if I get my hands on it. I should probably seek it out, honestly. Zach says, "Can we all say that we're ready for spring, summer? I'm done with the winter." Yeah, I'm pretty done with winter at this point. Urban Artifact, this is the Epicurean. Again, small batch society. Evidently, we're going to see a whole bunch of these that roll through the small batch society before they go out to the public. Pretty much everything that I've looked at recently has had that on it. So I don't know. I feel like my bank account's gonna take a hit in the next year. This is made with mango, ancho chili, and lime, which, sign me up. That sounds delicious. I'm not a huge fan of spicy beers, typically, but the amount of fruit that Urban Artifact puts into stuff, along with that tart kind of character, is prime for just a little bit of chili for me. Especially, it kind of reminds me of, like a Corona with a little bit of tahini or something sprinkled in it. It's really good, but it gets just that little bit of spice in there. Not that I'm comparing this beer to Corona, but that sounds good. Zach says the small batch sounds great. Is this an all year round thing? I'm guessing. This beer is not going to be an all year release. The Small Batch Society is a club that continues all year round, though. So just every month you have four packs of something that get released that you can purchase and get shipped right to your door, which anytime I can get beer just dropped off at my door and I don't have to worry about running around and trying to shop for it, I'm all for that. Let's put that out there. Anybody that wants to ship beer, make my life easier. Petroglyph. So this one is not small batch. There we go. There's one that's a normal one. Zach says these do hit distro too. Right. It depends. It depends if the small batch society buys them all. So if they have that small batch society, there is a chance that they wouldn't hit distro. I don't know how much of each of them they make, and I don't know that it's a set number. Some of them will be more than others, but there is a chance that they will get sold out through small batch society before distro. That's the advantage of the club, is that you get first dibs on that. You don't have to worry about is this going to be available or not. So Petroglyph is a lychee, I think that's how you pronounce it, Midwest fruit tart. Sign me up. They're looking into lots of fun, different fruits. Some of the berries and things like that you are used to. The prices are insane for them right now, so they're shifting into some of these other fruits out of necessity, which is kind of the fun of a brewery like Urban Artifact, is that people have fallen in love with their personality, their thing, their fruit beers. It's not just I have to have the gadget. It's that I want a beer that is like the gadget. Not that people don't love the gadget, and that there aren't people out there like I have to have the gadget. But if you can't get gadget, I think people will be just as happy with some of the other stuff that they're making. I'll take stuff like this pineapple, cherry, grapefruit, Midwest fruit tart over the gadget any day. It is really good. Here's another one. Pineapple and coconut cream. Yep, another summer one for you guys. Small batch society. Again, not a lot to say about this other than 9%. And who knows? Zach says the artwork looks like Egyptian hieroglyphics. Yeah, this one back here. I'm assuming they are petroglyphs, which are created by somebody. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess Aboriginal, not Aboriginal, because it would be anybody. I don't know what the right word is. There are a lot of Native Americans that did them. Like cave wall paintings. Yeah, the time I've seen petroglyphs, I was down in New Mexico, and they were on the rocks on some kind of mountain or something. They're like cave wall paintings, rock paintings. So pineapples, coconut cream. Yep, I'll drink a bunch of that. Here is another rare Midwest fruit tart. This one is called Wickerwork. Made with loganberries. What a fun name to say, too. Wickerwork. I feel like there's some kind of tongue twister if we could come up with that. How much work the wicker worker work if the wicker worker could work wicker. Yeah, so 10% berries tart. You guys know kind of the way this works by now, right? Now we get into some West Side. We have a few West Side, and they're all kind of the same thing here. This is a new look to the single hop IPA series that they're calling it, and they are all just going to be different hops. So this is Centennial, single hop Centennial, and I believe that the beers are probably all 7%, 60 IBUs. Centennial hops, 7%, 60 IBUs. Galaxy hops. You get the drift here, 7%, 60 IBUs, Mosaic hops, and then 7%, 60 IBUs, Southern Passion hops. So just different hops, all the same base beer. I love the hops up in the top of the artwork on this instead of a solid color like a lot of their other brands are. Really pretty. Shout out to Westside for powering through this week. As much as I complain about being busy and tired and all of that, nobody smashed my door, so things can always be worse, or even in their case, they didn't really take anything, so things can always be worse. When we have these weeks where things get chaotic, it's always important to remember that it could be worse. It's hard to do sometimes when you're in the middle of one of those weeks or one of those days where things are tough, or you're exhausted, or it feels like people are just existing to make your life more difficult. It's important to remember that things could be worse. Zach says, how do you usually obtain these labels to view? Just curious. This is cool. So there is a website. There's an organization first called the TTB, which anytime a brewery is preparing to ship their beer over state lines, they have to get federal TTB approval. That is all public information. You can go to the TTB's website and look it up. It's a pain in the butt. It's not very user-friendly, but you can pull it up and you can see all of the labels that have been approved from every state. I usually only look at Ohio and Kentucky. Kentucky's a pain because you have to wade through a lot of liquor labels. When I search, you can narrow it down by, this is way inside baseball. You can narrow it down by what product it is, what kind of product. They have different categories for different products. I think ale has one. There's flavored ale. Everything has a category, including spirits, wine, all of that stuff. I usually look at all of the products from Ohio and all of the products from Kentucky, which means that there are a lot of liquor labels that come through Kentucky because, all the distilleries are down there. There's a lot of distilleries in Kentucky. So there's a lot to wade through to find the good stuff. Usually you're just looking at the latest, different bourbon brand that somebody is cranking out for a week. It's sometimes not very exciting. Silent observer tonight. Our oldest is also having a sleep strike. It happens. It does happen. TTB, right? Yes, it's the Tax Trade Bureau, something like that. Used to be the ATF or something that did it all, I think. Oh yeah, TTB. They do, and there's a federal TTB and a state TTB. You have to get stuff approved through the state too, but that stuff, they don't have a public site where you can just access it all. It just so happens that the federal TTB does, which makes this stuff fun to do. So there's that. Before we start winding down, we'll talk about some grand openings. We have Warped Wing in Mason finally announced their date, February 4th. I will definitely have some more information about it. Andrew says, hey, Zach, I designed the labels for Westside. They're actually hops for their single hop series at the top. That was a different label that we were talking about at that time. It was this one here called Petroglyph from Urban. He's not crazy. I mean, he might be crazy, but not because of that. So Warped Wing, grand opening on the 4th. I will definitely have some more, some inside scoop on that before that, because they're letting me in before that. So I'll take some pictures, maybe some video, and we'll let you guys all get the scoop on that. In fact, I will have more. Yeah, I'll have more next week on the Weekly Pint for sure. So stay tuned. I don't really have more to add about Warped Wing, because I haven't been in the building since they took over, so I haven't gotten to see what they've done in there. I've heard it's pretty nice what they did, and I'm excited to see it. The food I know is going to be great. It's the same menu as they do up in Springboro, so I know the food's going to be delicious. I know the beer is going to be fantastic. I trust Warped Wing at this point. They definitely know what they're doing. So looking forward to that. On the other opening, let's see if I have any pictures I can pull up for you guys. Although if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen them. We have so this Lost Bridge Beverage Company, which I hate saying the whole thing because it sounds way too lame. Zach says, I'm hoping to meet up with a few of you on February 26th at the new Warped Wing. You can come to Gnome. It is on my calendar as a maybe. However, I think that there was something else going on. I can't remember. We'll see. That is a... yeah, we have a sleepover, I think, happening at my house that day. The cousins are here or something. Anyways, Lost Bridge... They are out in North Bend, Ohio, which is very far west. It is out there. There is nothing else out there. Carriage Hill Farms, they're on the farm. It is a prime spot for somebody to open something like this. It is gorgeous. This is a shot of the outside. This is the tap room, I guess, the bar, whatever you want to call it. The side that you can't see on the left of the building there is a big patio that overlooks kind of the farm. It's going to be fantastic. They have like a food truck that is their food truck that is cranking out food. I didn't eat there while I was there, but I did try some of the cocktails. Let's see. Find a picture of a cocktail for you so you can see a cocktail. There you go. There's a cocktail that I drank, and that was their Hemingway Daiquiri. And it was good. They make all of their own like syrup and stuff too for the cocktails, which makes me really excited for what they're going to do on the beer side and the cider side and all of that, which they are making a little bit of everything. The bar, here's a shot of the bar for you. They have like these old windows that are kind of up behind the taps there, and then behind that is going to be their production space. Not a lot of production space. This is not going to be a huge operation. They are, like I said, they're going to make a little bit of everything. So you're going to get beer, wine, spirits, cider, all of that stuff, but just not very much of it. When you look at a place like OTR Stillhouse or the March 1st Family, these are places that are making a little bit of everything and making a lot of a little bit of everything. This is going to be very different. They are going to be serving their tap room, and that's about it from what I can tell. I mean, I'm sure they'll have some kind of to-go option, but it's designed for people to come there and enjoy it. But it's gonna be great when it is open. I have a lot of faith in their ability to handcraft things versus rely on flavoring and stuff like that. And it's gonna be pretty cool. But we're a ways off from them producing their own stuff. I believe they said we were talking about fall maybe-ish before beer even starts popping up at all. So they have a ways to go. Yeah, Julia says, Green Acres Canoe Kayak is right down the road. Paddle down the river and then get some beer after. I believe on the farm there is like they have like their own little canoe launch area or something too. There's all kinds of stuff going on there. It's gonna be pretty cool, especially if you live on that side of town. If you live on that side of town, it's not as far west. I recognize that. Yeah, I don't know what all is part of that. I don't think they have like their own like canoe rental service or anything right now, but I would definitely not rule it out in the future because why wouldn't you? They're right there on the river with a ton of land and a ton of space to do lots of fun stuff. Zach says, has Mad Tree Alcove said anything about opening yet? No, not yet. There is no date on the Alcove. The Alcove is going to be a little bit different than even a place like Warped Wing. It's definitely going to be more bar restaurant than it is tap room, from what I can tell. Josh says, hello from YouTube. Hello from everything. Julia says, but they wouldn't stop me if I just portaged up into their yard and walked in for a drink. I can almost guarantee that they would not. I think they would welcome that. Even now, without any kind of real infrastructure for that, there's no way that they would stop you from what I can tell. They seem like really good people. I don't know them. I've only met them a couple times, but they seem like really good people. I will have them on the show at some point here. I was hoping to have them on the show before they opened up the tap. Do we call it a tap room if they're not making anything yet? The bar. I don't know, but I was hoping to have them on the show before that, and it didn't work out. It was another one of those ones that I was really, really hoping to get done and didn't. But it's coming. We'll knock it out here soon. Zach says, sorry to be here about the West Side Brewery damage. Julia says, in my opinion, taproom is fine. Just don't call them a brewery. Lol. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to make those distinctions. I've been trying for a long time to figure out a way on my list on the website of distinguishing the difference between places that are breweries, places that are tap rooms, the places that are brewery distilleries, brewery tap rooms, I'm pulling it up right now so you can see kind of where I've settled in right now. So on the list right now, next to everybody's name over here on the left, I put a little text thing that tells you what they are. Is it a brewery and a tap room, or is it a tap room only? It's a very complicated, thing. This system seems to work pretty good on here, but I want something else that defines it better, and I haven't figured out what that is. I tried icons at one time, tried different coloring. I might go back to the color idea and do something around that, but I don't know. It bothers me sometimes, but whatever. So do they have guest taps then, or just cocktails? Yeah, they have guest taps right now. They have house-made cocktails with other people's spirits, and they have other people's beer on tap. They had maybe 4 or 5 beers on. I drank a bunch of Fretboard Vlad. I know they had Truth. Actually, I probably have it in a picture. What else did they have? Oh, yeah, here we go. Here's a couple. This will tell you what they had. So we have, on the left there is 2 of what will be their taps. Those were empty right now. Truth, Vlad, is that Zappy, one of the Run Guy ciders, West Side, their Session, and then West Side's Common. And then, of course, good old Miller Lite, because out there, people are afraid to not. I told them that they'll eventually get over it. Julia says maybe BOS, brew on site, TO, taproom only, and NOB, no own beer. I want something that people understand right away. I could make some kind of like codes and stuff that made sense once you learned the system, but I really want somebody that if they've never been to my website, never read anything that I've done, could just pull it up. Here's a brewery. What are they? And it'll tell them that right away. So I don't know. Something that I've been trying to figure out for a very long time. And I'm not that I'm not happy with the way things look right now, but I'm still just always looking for something better, a better system overall for the whole chart. I'm always trying to fix that chart to make it as usable as it can be, and with as much information as can be. We'll get there. And we got a phone call. Hang on. Hello. Hey, what's up, buddy?
What's going on? Is this the Gnarly Gnome?
This is the Gnarly Gnome. Would this be Marco?
What up, Gnarly Gnome? Yeah, well, yeah, it is. I'm driving, so I'm doing the safe thing. I was about to text and drive, and I said, you know what? Shouldn't text and drive. Have a truth and drive. One, bad enough. But anyway, that's great that, talking about that and all that. But what I was going to type, but had the better, the thought not to do was Bachfest. I know Bachfest announced that Bachfest has happened,
Yes.
right? But do you have any details about what's happening exactly with location or what's happening with this event? Now, I've never been, but I've heard that in the past you talk about the Christian Moorline malt house being a place where, things were happening and it sort of has stuff going on. And, that's not a Moorline anymore. It's, something else. And so, but do you have any known information on Bachfest?
I do. I have a little bit of details. I know that Bachfest Hall is what typically was happening at Moorline. And by at Moorline, I mean, so when you were at Moorline, there was the tap room, and then you have next to the tap room a large kind of event space. And the event space was what became Bachfest Hall, and they would set up a bunch of tables, put up a stage, put up a bunch of beer booths and stuff in there, but it was technically still separate from Moorline. You could walk through a little door and get to Moorline pretty easy, but all of that is still happening. From what I'm understanding, it's outside, though, somewhere right around Findlay Market. Julia says, new Bachfest Hall at Findlay Market, 1811 Vine Street. I think it's outside. I don't know that for a fact, but let's see. Their website says
Julia's the best, the queen of screens.
Website says our new Bachfest Hall will be located at Findlay Playground, 1811 Vine Street, and will give us lots of room for outdoor activities as well as unique neighborhood activations. So it's going to be outside. It's going to be cold. It's going to be outside, but it's going to definitely be Bachfest. I'm sure they'll have a tent or something that they set up. That's always been kind of the fun part too. There's usually something outside. You can hang out outside and just drink a bunch of Bach beer with people. All of like the tours and things like that they historically do for Bachfest, the 5K, all of that stuff is still happening the same way it usually does. So I think it'll be pretty on par with what Bachfest is typically like, as long as COVID doesn't ruin anything. But that's basically all I know, is that it's outside.
Great. Well, I haven't been, so probably put me down for not going. It's going to be outside that time of year. But maybe, who knows? You never know. I mean, the Bengals won 2 playoff games, so I might end up, never say never.
I can guarantee that there will be events happening around town around the same time, plenty of chances to drink a bunch of Bach beer. But there will the reason that I say people should go to Bachfest, especially if you're a Bach beer fan or Bach beer curious, so there is no place, probably anywhere, where you can find that many Bach beers at the same time, especially locally brewed Bach beers. There's a ton of them, and they're all on tap all at the same time. It's a.
I don't know why I needed to know that and call into the show, but I did. And Bach beer is not one of my favorite styles. It's not my jam. We should start a Pilsner Fest.
I'm all about that.
We need to get Pilsner Fest and get this Schwartz beer, whatnot. Get it out of here. I mean, I understand that you want to make a craft artisan, dark or brown, roasty, lager. Get out of here with that. It's not my jam. I don't love it. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. So
I think you're definitely in the minority.
Well, I don't mind that. I am a minority. So
yes,
it's not a problem.
Schwartz
with me.
beer haters, definitely a minority.
Yeah. That's exactly what I meant.
That's what I figured.
So, but Pilsner Fest. Let's work on that maybe for 2023. Julia can help us out. Maybe the Foaling Warehouse would be into Pilsner Fest.
Possibly. I had a little bit of a chat with the Foaling Warehouse today. They are prepping for their Seltzer Fest this spring. and he reached out to me wanting
As
to
they
know
should.
how he can make it a little more locally focused this time. So I had a few hints about how to do that better. So any local breweries who want to showcase their seltzer, reach out to me, and I can probably get you in touch with somebody that would love to talk.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to jump off here then. I'm not home. I don't have any more to add to the show. So I'll let you take it from here, Noam. Good to talk to you. Always good to talk to you. And, I'll be listening.
Likewise.
So,
I'll see you soon, buddy.
Yeah, see you soon. Take care, bud.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. What the hell with Marco not liking Schwarzbier? Oh, my God. Blocking his number right now. Jesus. I didn't think anybody disliked Schwarzbier. I would, Pilsner Festival would be great, but something that is just a little more Cincinnati. I don't know. It has more personality to it. Schwarzbier versus Pilsner. There's Pilsner everywhere, and it's been around forever. And I don't know. I can get behind a Schwarzbier festival much more than a Pilsner festival. Not that I would turn down a Pilsner festival, mind you. There's something about Bachfest, though, that is just so goofy. It just there aren't other places doing that, and I think that's fun. It's something very, very, very Cincinnati about it. So even if you don't like Bach beer, I think you can get behind Bachfest just because of the craziness of it. Schwarzbier Fest, yeah. Now, when Sonder throws their Oktoberfest in the fall, I think their requirement for people is that they have to have some kind of a German style. So if people want to bring Schwarzbiers to that, I think they are more than welcome to. So you get a little bit of that crossover with that versus some of the other festivals. In my opinion, if you're bringing a beer to Bachfest, it better be a Bach. I don't want anything else that day except Bach beer. But stuff like Oktoberfest, I will drink things other than Märzen's or Fest beers. I don't know what that is for me, but that's the way it works. Let's go ahead and let's wrap things up here, guys. So I can get off here and start prepping for my day tomorrow, which is going to start nice and early and end nice and late. And I have a bunch of stuff that I'm going to try to get done, including a video for you. I don't know about a podcast or not this week. I still, and by this week I mean tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to have one or not. Probably not. But I will try so hard to get a video done by the end of the week for you. Hopefully I can get everything filmed. Nobody uses film. Recorded onto video type things tomorrow, and then get it edited the rest of the week so that I can get it posted maybe before the weekend. I don't know. But it's a video that I've been trying to get done for about a month now, so I need to get it done eventually. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will be back next week with the Weekly Pint. I promise that. There's no reason that this show should ever not happen unless I'm out and about somewhere like I was last week. The chaos was real. But I tried my best to get something up for you. Thank you guys. If you like what I do here, if you like what I do anywhere, the best thing you can do is share it with a friend. The second best thing you can do is go to thenarlygnome.com/support, and you can do it that way. Or you can buy swag, although there's not a lot of swag on there right now because we're getting ready, hopefully, to transition into some new stuff soon-ish. I was running some tests last week on some infrastructure, we'll say, for the store, and I put a test product up, and it was up for way longer than it should have been, meaning like probably 20 minutes. It was up on the store, and somehow in that time, I sold one test product. So if you're the person that bought the test product, I know who you are, and you know who you are. Thanks for the money. I'm gonna send you a box of poop or something just to teach you a lesson about buying test products. I still love you. Thank you guys. Again, tell a friend about it because that's the thing that helps the most. We will definitely see you soon. Cheers, everybody. It was Chris from Shift Beers, by the way. He bought a test product and thought that the joke was on me that he bought the test product and paid $22 shipping for a test product. I guess it's a collector's item.